Good morning all. I am going to demonstrate the experiment Young's modulus of elasticity using a cantilever beam. Here the aim of the experiment is to determine the Young's modulus of a given uniform bar, and the apparatus required are uniform bar, microscope, slotted weights, screw gauge and vernier calipers. And the formula which is used to evaluate the Young's modulus, y is equal to 4mg L cube divided by bd cube s. Unit of Young's modulus is Newton per meter square. So as I said, the uniform bar is, here you can see the uniform bar. Upon loading how it is going to bend. So that's a picture you can see. The experimental setup I am going to show you. So this is the experimental setup. So uniform bar is here, one end of the bar is fixed here, the other end is free, wherein load can be applied so that bending of the beam can take place. So this set is called the cantilever beam. Alright, let us see what is the least count of the microscope, that is travelling microscope, we are going to use in this experiment. And there are two scales, one is a main scale as well as the vernier scale, you can see here. So here also, when there is a horizontal movement you can use this scale, whereas if there is a vertical movement and you can use this scale. This is the main scale and this is the vernier scale, and you can see here there are some 50 equal divisions in the vernier scale. So 50 equal divisions, and here there is a 0 mark, and 0 mark which is coinciding to the main scale, that corresponding scale is the main scale. So here 1 centimeter length is divided into 20 equal parts, which means value of each division is 1 by 20. Division is nothing but 0.05 centimeter. So please remember, the main scale is increasing by 0.05 centimeters, and how to read vernier scale? There are 50 division here. Out of this 50 division, again apart from 0, any one of this line is coincident to main scale, that particular division is the CVD. So remember, CVD is a number between 1 to 50. They have not given it is 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 50. Instead they have given something like 6.1, 7.2 like that. That 6.1 line is the 10th division, 20th, 30th and 40th, 50th. 50th division is something like it is 10.5, that is a 50th. That way you have to consider, and you have to read the vernier division there. So which is similar to the horizontal scale as well. That's why we are showing this one. Alright, this is how we are going to read main scale and vernier scale. Now you have to focus the eyepiece of the travelling microscope to the eyepiece, to the beam. So it is quite difficult to focus beam directly. Instead what we are doing is we are kept one pointer pin there. So we can focus to the tip of the pointer pin so that we can determine the position of the beam. So in order to focus the eyepiece of the travelling microscope to the pointer pin, I have to move this travelling microscope little bit backward direction. So at one particular position you can see the well defined image of the pointer pin. Somewhere here I can see the inverted image of the pointer pin. Yeah, well defined image you have to focus, and there is a screw which is used for adjusting, and this is the screw which is used for focusing. If there is not a well defined image is seen in the eyepiece, the travelling microscope, what you can do is you can turn the screw so that a well defined image can be seen. And for adjustment, upward as well as the downward adjustment, you can use this screw. Now first trial, how you are taking means, you have to focus the tip of the pointer pin, which is inverted image. It's quite a bit difficult to show in the experimentation through the eyepiece. So just I can show the picture here. So like this, you will get inverted image which is exactly touching to the horizontal line. So at that condition, you have to read the MSR and CVD reading for zero load. I am not applying any load here, therefore I consider it is zero load. For zero load, I am focusing the eyepiece, the traveling microscope to the pointer pin. So at that condition, you have to read MSR and CVD. Again I am stressing zero mark of the Vernier scale coinciding to the main scale, that is the main scale reading. And apart from 0, there are 50 more divisions. One of the line is coinciding to main scale, that particular division. For example, 22nd line is coinciding, CVD is the 22nd. If it is the 17th line is coinciding, 17 is the CVD. The other scenario, maybe 42nd line is coinciding, then 42 is the CVD. So this is how you are going to read MSR and CVD. So now we got the reading for MSR and CVD for zero load. So we have one record book in the previously done by the students. You can and least count of the traveling microscope, as I explained, the value of the one main scale division, that is 1 by 20, that is 0.05 centimeter, divided by the total number of Vernier divisions. Already I mentioned that is totally 50 number of Vernier divisions, therefore it is 50. So 1 by 20 divided by 50, that will be 0.001 centimeter. That is the least count of the traveling microscope. Now when you read the MSR and CVD for zero load, so you will get something like here in this experiment, it is 12.4 and CVD is 12.4 and 12.4 and 12 is the CVD. That reading you are supposed to write here, MSR and CVD column, and total reading we have the formula MSR plus open bracket CVD into LC. That is the formula. Here is the formula, MSR plus open bracket CVD into LC. So you just substitute MSR reading corresponding to zero load plus open bracket, the 12 is the CVD under this case, into 0.001, nothing but 10 power minus 3. That will be equal to 12 point, in this case 1 2 it is. So that is the one reading we got. Similarly for 50 grams of load, you have to see the pointer pin position. Now I will add 50 gram weight to the cantilever beam. So you can see the eyepiece now, so that the tip of the pointer pin position, so it will be going to shift now when you see through the eyepiece of the traveling microscope. So what you can do is use this screw, just rotate, okay, such a way that the tip should come to the again the horizontal mark of the cross wire, horizontal mark of the cross wire. So I have shown these cross wires, vertical and horizontal cross wire of the eyepiece. So when the pointer pin image, if you get this should be adjusted to the horizontal line. Okay. So reading corresponding to 50 grams, you have to read again using the traveling microscope. It is MSR and CVD that you can read. That should be recorded here. Again for 50 grams, you read MSR and CVD. There is a small variation, in fact, maybe 0.1 centimeter or 0.15 centimeter from 0 to 50 grams. Similarly, the same procedure will continue throughout the experiment. Next trial is I have to add another 50 grams, which means the total 100 grams I am adding to the cantilever beam. Again you have to see the pointer pin position through the eyepiece of the traveling microscope. You will see that the disturbance in the pointer pin position, again use this screw, so that it should come to the horizontal mark, which means again in the same situation, the tip of the pointer pin should touch the horizontal mark. Read MSR and CVD again for the 100 grams. You can record here. So this procedure will be continued up to 250 grams. That means every time I have to add 50 grams. Okay. After adding 50 grams, you have to record MSR and CVD of that particular load. Likewise, if you do for 150 grams, you will have a set of readings. 200 grams we have another set of readings. Similarly, 250 grams we have another set of values. Now what you can do is, once if you reach to the 250 grams. Yes, I have added total 250 grams. Actually, you have to add step by step 50 grams in every steps. Corresponding reading should be recorded. But now, at the end of 250, what exactly happens is you got MSR and CVD for this. You are already recorded here. Okay. Now, same reading you have to write here under deloading or load decreasing column. You can see here. So, 250 grams, 12.41. And total reading something like 12.41 it should be, and again deloading the same readings 12 and 41. There is no change in the reading only for 250 grams. Okay, then total reading will be this. Next, when it comes to the deloading, I have to remove one slotted weight. Say I have removed 50 grams, remaining is 200 grams here. Again you have to focus the eyepiece of the travelling microscope and it should touch to the horizontal mark, which means earlier it was above the horizontal mark of the cross wire. Now upon deloading, now it will be below the horizontal mark. So again using the vertical screw, you can adjust to the horizontal line of the cross wire, read MSR and CVD for 200 grams. That reading should be recorded under the column 200. Okay, deloading. So here it is. MSR will be almost the same, or sometimes there is a small variations, and CVD must be different from that. It should not be same. Okay. Next, same procedure is adopted for the 150, 100, 50 and 0. So every time you have to remove the 50 gram slot and see the pointer pin position. It should be below the horizontal mark. Use the vertical screw, adjust to the horizontal mark and read MSR and CVD every time. So up to 0. So load decreasing is done. So experimental part is done. Now the calculation. So we have here total readings, 2 total readings here as well as the total readings. So you have to take R1 and R2. How to take R1 and R2? So we have here R1, small r1 and small r2. Capital R1 is average of this R1 plus R2 divided by 2. I repeat, load increasing and load decreasing, that values are R1 and R2. You can see in this column, and capital R1, that is R1 plus R2 by 2. That will be the average values here. Okay. Similarly, for the other loads, that's load increasing and decreasing, another set of R1 and R2 values here. Okay, R1 and R2. Take R2, capital R2 is equal to, again is R1 plus R2 by 2. So if you take the average of this is a set of readings. Now what you can do is, you have to take the depression for the 50 grams. Depression for 50 grams. So in fact it is 150 grams. In fact it is 150 grams because 0 and 150, right? No? So 0 to 150. Therefore the difference is, so 0 and 150, and this is R1 and R2. This difference you are supposed to write here. Similarly for 50 grams and 200 grams, the R1 and R2 difference value should be written here. Similarly 100 and 250, and the total reading is, you can see here R1 and R2. The difference you have to take. If you get, see here it is 12.595 and 12.048, it will be something like it is 12.05. This is R2 actually, R1 is here. If you take the difference between these two, it will be 0.554. It is 12.595 and 12.041, that will be 0.554. So when you are taking this difference, don't consider the sign. Sometimes your calculator may show negative sign, but don't consider that is sign. Here also you have to take the difference between the R1 and R2. So that will be 0.45, and difference between these two values R1 and R2, it will be something like, and these readings are almost similar. It's a steady values you will get. Okay. Next, the load by depression. Now load by depression is this value divided by 150, because we have taken the depression for 150 grams. Therefore, so this value divided by 150 grams, this value divided by 150 grams, that will gives rise to 317.79 in this experiment, and 333.3 and 270.7. These are the set of readings you will get. Now you have to take the average of this. Average value will be written here, and this reading is in gram per centimeter. So convert gram to kg and centimeter to meter. So that is 10 power minus 3 gram to kg conversion, centimeter conversion 10 power minus 2. So it will yield something like 30.72 kg per meter. It is not centimeter, it should be meter. All right. Now we have got M by S, that is load by depression value, that is 30.72 kg per meter. You can substitute that value in the original expression of Young's modulus. Y is equal to 4 mg L cube divided by Bd cube into S. So where M by S we have a set of readings, that's why we have written separate in column. Now some of the observations are required, where g is the acceleration due to gravity, and that is 9.8 meter per second, and L is the length of the beam. It is considered from the experiment, from here to here it is 15 centimeter, that length you are supposed to consider, and breadth of the scale, that's a metal beam, it is given, it is 2.5 centimeters, or you can measure with the help of the Street gauge. It's a thickness. Again, thickness of this beam can be measured with the help of the again Street gauge. It is 1.15 millimeter, or maybe it is directly given in the observation. You can use this data for the calculation. So the Young's modulus of the given beam, that's a metal beam, it is 4 into 9.8 into, that is L cube, that is 15 into 10 power minus 2 cube, divided by breadth, that is 2.5 into 10 power minus 2, and the thickness is 1.15 into 10 power minus 3 square, into that M by S value, that is 30.72. So it will be gives rise to something like 1.068 into 10 power 11 Newton per meter square, or 10.68 into 10 power 10 Newton per meter square. That will be the result of the experiment. In other words, the Young's modulus of the given beam. So result is Young's modulus of the given material is 1.0689 into 10 power 11 Newton per meter square. Thank you.